YouTube, we are back. This is Fresh Pair signing in for another humble but detailed and honest to goodness performance review. For this edition, we have the Q4 Millennium Hi from Q4 Sports on deck. Check out www.q4sports.com to know more about the brand. I've played in my pair for a total of about 18 hours of full court games across different types of courts, from hardwood to outdoor courts. I've also been playing in this for my local basketball league. Stay tuned for my tech-focused video, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you won't miss out. Give this video a thumbs up by hitting that like button. Follow me on Instagram for updates. Check my blog as well for the full transcript of this video. All the links are posted in the description box below. With that said, on to the review. I have discussed what the materials are in the Q4 Millennium Hi in my previous initial impressions video. The YouTube link is in the description box below. You can check it out later for more info. For now, let's talk more about the performance aspect of the materials. Weighing at around 475 grams or roughly 16.75 ounces, you might think that this shoe feels bulky or clunky. For the record, it does not. In fact, the shoe did not feel heavy at all when doing sprints and jumps, and I was pleasantly surprised. It's only after when you switch to a lighter shoe that you'll feel the difference, but other than that, this still covers my need for speed and agility from the standpoint of a guard. The overall construction of the shoe is also durable. I've played in my pair for many full court games, and so far, the shoe still holds up nicely. No separation of the materials whatsoever. The stitching remains tight. The glue work still keeps the shoe in one piece. In short, this is built like a tank in terms of durability. I must say, however, that there was a bit of pinching at the bottom right area of the tongue of the right shoe during the first hour or so of playing, but it's not a deal breaker. The shoes are still comfortable enough for sustained wear on the court. After the materials have broken in after about an hour, the pinching went away. Right off the box, the traction is good to go. Zero break-in time is needed. On clean to mildly dusty courts, the court grip is very good. I've had zero sliding issues from the heel to the toe and side-to-side motions on both clean and mildly dusty floors. It's not completely phenomenal to be sure, but it's definitely right near it. If you're looking for that squeak for whatever reason, probably for assurance that the traction is there, this has it. Lots of it. This squeaks, especially on the hardwood, whether clean or mildly dusty. The outsole is also good for outdoor courts, including painted concrete floors and blacktop courts. The outsole, particularly the rubber treads, are durable enough to withstand constant and regular friction on courts with rough surfaces. Plus, the grip is also good on those courts, which is what we all need. Finally, the heel-to-toe transition is smooth, but I've gotta say that there will be a 1-2 segmented feeling from the heel to the toe on initial wear. But once you start to give this a good run, the transition becomes fluid. You'll also feel the area beneath the midfoot sink a bit, but that's because of the compressed foam compressing. Not only because it is soft, but also because it is partially carved out at the midfoot. Good thing that there's a Torsional Support System 22 or TSS 22 midfoot shank in the midsole for added rigidity. And speaking of cushioning, the cushioning here mainly depends on the compress foam, and I've got to say that it is really good. By that I mean to say that it provides superb impact protection, particularly at the heel. For context, I weigh around 70 kilograms or about 154 pounds. The heel section of the compress foam had compression marks after my first 2 hours of playing. It is a good sign because it indicates that the midsole is really providing adequate cushioning against heel strikes. That's also because the midsole foam is soft. Plus, the concave and convex sculptings at the sides also allow the midsole to compress naturally. I'll talk about this in more detail in my tech-focused video, so stay tuned for that one. The forefoot cushioning, on the other hand, feels between responsive and shock absorbing. It's almost the perfect balance between the two. It's not too springy, but you'll notice some bounce. It's also not too mushy, at least for me, but you'll feel it compressed during forefoot strikes or landings. The midfoot cushioning also provides adequate impact protection during midfoot strikes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is such a thing as a midfoot strike. That's when your midfoot, or practically the whole length of your foot, lands flat on the floor. One more thing, the court feel here is average. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. The midsole is a little bit on the thick side, but the softness of the midsole compensates for it since it allows for greater compression. Now with greater compression, your feet will be a little bit closer to the ground. Overall, and based on my experience, the cushioning of the Q4 Millennium Hi is the best performance aspect of the shoe. This is probably one of the best foam midsoles out there today. While it's a little bit on the soft or mushy side at the heel and between responsive and impact protecting at the forefoot, it is still stable as a whole unit. Straight up, the Q4 Millennium Hi fits true to size. Repeat that, true to size. I normally wear a size 11 in most shoes, and a size 11 here is also the way to go for me. Wide footers may go true to size as well. Repeat, wide footers may go true to size. If you have narrow feet, go a half size down. Repeat, narrow feet, half size down. About the lacing system, I had to redo the laces before hooping in my pair for the first time. I did so by completely removing the laces and then reinserting them in reverse of the stock lacing. Now I'm not sure if it's just with my pair, but the stock lacing here had the laces go over the eye stay first and then through the eyelet from the outside. Now what I did was to lace up the other way around. First through the eyelet from the inside and then over the eye stay. With the stock lacing, it was difficult to pull the laces tight, but after reversing the lacing, the issue was resolved. Lacing up became smooth as silk. With the lacing in its proper setup, you can lace these all the way to the top eyelet near the collar for maximum lockdown up to the ankle area. It's great if you prefer ankle restriction and it works. Otherwise, if you prefer that low top feel, leave the last 3 eyelets unused. In any case, the lockdown at the midfoot is great. The laces allow you to pull the sides of the shoe closer to your feet for maximum containment coming from that 1-to-1 fit. This has 0 internal displacement, which is great. As for ventilation, the Ultra Vent Mesh Upper offers enough breathability to allow some heat to escape. Now the synthetic layers at the side somehow limit the ventilation, but it's not bothersome. The overall ventilation is still good. My feet did not sweat too much at all, even on outdoor courts on late afternoon hooping sessions. There are several support features here working together as a coherent unit. That said, the shoe is supportive enough because the overall support that it provides is the sum of its parts. One is the fit and the corresponding lockdown. Once you get the right size plus the proper adjustment in the laces as I have discussed earlier, the shoe will hug your feet nicely. No significant dead space of any kind. The shoe moves just like your foot does. The synthetic overlays at the sides are another thing, and they are thick. They function quite like an armor for your feet. They keep your feet locked down on the footbed during sharp side steps and jabs without putting too much restriction on your forefoot flex. Another thing is this midfoot shank called TSS22. What it does is to stabilize the soft cushioning at the midfoot during midfoot strikes. It also ensures that the transition of your step from the heel to the toe is stable given the very good compression of the midsole. The midfoot shank here is TPU. Others might say that it should have been carbon fiber. I disagree. Had it been carbon fiber, the midfoot shank will have 0 bend or flex, and it can significantly dampen the compression that you will feel at the midfoot. A carbon fiber shank in this setup can also affect transition and feel uncomfortable, but with a TPU shank, there will be just enough bend at the midfoot, not too much, to make the whole ride and cushioning consistent. This is also because of the sculpted part at the midfoot midsole. More about it in my Tech Folks video, so stay tuned for that one. Other notable features include these out triggers at the lateral forefoot and lateral heel. While the out triggers may not completely prevent ankle rolls because nothing will, they nevertheless do add a bit more security for your steps by minimizing the possibility of wobbling at the lateral. Overall, the support in the Q4 Millennium Hi is primarily designed for post-up, back-to-the-basket players, including those who do powerful moves that rely on the body's weight and momentum. Quick guards may also find this shoe supportive if they prefer something that can protect their feet from the strain and torque of their footwork. The Q4 Millennium Hi uses materials that are durable and the shoe itself is comfortable enough. The outsole really grips the floor and is consistent. The cushioning offers great impact protection. This has good one-to-one fit and lockdown. Just make sure to redo the laces, and the support is like a tank without the unnecessary bulky or clunky feeling. Post-up players will definitely like this. Quick guards who need cushioning and good support to go with their speed can also rock this for serious hooping. So far, Q4 Sports is off to a good start, and I think that the brand's shoes will just get even better in the succeeding years. So overall, I give the Q4 Millennium Hi a grade of A, which is equivalent to 94 to 96 points out of a maximum 100. That is it for now, but stay tuned for my Tech Folks video for the Q4 Millennium Hi. You can head to www.q4sports.com and check out the other stuff that Q4 Sports has to offer. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you won't miss anything. Do like this video as well by hitting the thumbs up button. Follow me on Instagram for regular updates. Visit my blog for more info. All the links are posted in the description box below. This is Fresh Pear signing out for today. Thanks for watching. Peace.